Alright YouTubers, what's going on? Coming back at you with another knife video. We've got a new Kizer today. This is the Kizer Feist W. The latest variation of the Feist. There's just been one that's been on the channel before, but not in this variation. So I love their new packaging. It's the same as the other new knives I reviewed from them, but it's just great. Get your warranty card information. You got this nice box, and then you got this little pouch you can keep your knives in, which is, I think, fantastic. So great packaging as usual from Kizer. Let's go over this little guy. So I had the original Feist back when it first came out, and it was one that had a few issues with some greedy actions. It was caused, I think, by the detent ball or something. I can't exactly remember what it was. I remember Justin Lundquist, the designer, actually reaching out to me after my video about it. They actually got recalled, and then they released a newer version with the updated fixes. This is actually the third version, technically, because this one now has a different blade shape, and it has these holes cut out in the handle, which actually look really nice in my opinion. So let's go over some basic specs real quick. It's 2.83 inches in the blade length, of a closed length of 3.7, overall length of 6.5. CPM S35 on that. They call the blade style reverse tanto. We'll get to that in a second. Blade finish is stonewashed, and you're looking at a weight of 2.58 ounces. So it's a very small, lightweight, gentleman style folder. Very lightweight EDC. Kind of put it in your coin pocket. It's a front flipper on bearings, as we can see here. So I say let's talk about the blade style, because this is kind of, the W to me means Wharncliffe. I don't know what the W is on there for if it's not Wharncliffe, and it's a very similar shape to a Wharncliffe knife, right? Let's get out the Wharncliffe here. Hinder. Very, very similar. You got a little bit of belly here. Most Wharncliffes are straight across, but they have this, you know, exactly almost identical point. A reverse tanto, Benchmade 940. Move that one out of the way. Just kind of compare these blade shapes. So you have a more straight down, I don't know what to call that. I want to call it cut, but that doesn't sound right. Angle there. There we go. There's the word angle. Whereas on the reverse tanto here, you have more of a, it's not nearly as steep, and there's more belly on this blade as well. So it's kind of a hybrid Wharncliffe reverse tanto. I would almost call it a Wharncliffe more than a reverse tanto, but that's kind of how they're touting it. And I'm just putting the Sabenza in here, the single blade shape, which is somewhat similar. And then actually let's zoom out and do a size comparison. So the Feist is going to be smaller than a small Sabenza, but not by a lot, honestly. You can see the handle length is a little bit longer and the blade length is a little longer on the Sabenza. And then that 940, the full size. Pretty good size difference there. But that's the interesting thing about the blade shape. But a lot of people will call it Wharncliffes, a lot of people call it reverse tantos, whatever. It's a good looking blade shape. I really like it for this small of a knife too. Gives it a lot of, it's a good blade shape for EDC. It's a nice utility. You know, like a box opener, you know, just almost that straight edge across with a little bit of belly. So I love the handle. I like the new handles. I like this scale design with these speed holes, or whatever you want to call them. I've heard them called that before. It's on bearings again, and it's the same front flipper action. Works great. It's a great design. Nicely designed front flipper. Lots of jimping here to grab your thumb and to really just give it a flick up like that. You can also use your index finger like that, or you can even come over the top like that. So lots of different ways to open it. It's very, I mean, I just did a video on the Chamois, which is a front flipper as well. Similar actions there. Not actions, no way, but similar methods of opening. Let's put it that way. You have a milled titanium pocket clip, which is nice. One of my favorite features of the knife actually will require me to take it down, I think, to show you, but I thought this was pretty cool and innovative, so we're actually just going to take it down real quick. Uses a T8 for the pivot. Pivot does not spin, and there's not Loctite on it, which is beautiful. I get so tired of having to deal with that. I just had to send a ZT knife back for copious amounts of red Loctite that I couldn't even get the pivot of that 470 off. And then, yeah, that'll be a different video. My experience with warranty. It was good. It's a positive and good experience, but it was kind of ironic because there was a few people that had the issue like that, and they kind of told me that we don't put red Loctite on our knives. I was like, okay. How come I can't get my pivot off then? Anyway, they ended up warranting it for me and they're sending it back to me, but just kind of ironic. Alright, so T5, T8 and T6 is all you're going to need. Pretty basic construction. You got 3 screws there. Pops off the scale. Show you your tracks there. There's a little bit of oil in there for your bearings to ride. And your stop pin. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about. The steel lock bar insert also doubles as an over travel stop, and that is really a great design in my opinion. Really, you would never know by looking at the outside of the knife that it has an over travel stop, but it does right there, built into the lock bar insert. Very cool. Ceramic detent on that. Ceramic bearings as well. So this knife should be really smooth. I wouldn't say it's really smooth now, but once we clean it up, I think it will get to that point. But that's really what I want to talk about. That was that lock bar insert. Well, how well designed that is with that over travel stop built in. Really cool. Then you have your titanium backspacer. So very, very basic construction on this knife, as it probably should be. It's not. You overcomplicate things. That's when things they don't work as well. And the integral stop pin in the blade as well is a cool design. You can see the tracks where those ride on the inside of the knife. So let's clean off this pivot a little bit. It's just got a little bit of oil from the factory. Your pivot. And there is a washer also for the ceramic bearings to ride on both sides. I don't think I mentioned that. So a well-built knife, guys. Good job, Kizer. I love the, and Justin Lundquist obviously deserves the credit for the design of the knife. It was manufactured by Kizer, but I like I really like that feature, so I had to show it. And we'll go ahead and reassemble the knife, put it back together, add a little bit of our own lubricant. KPL is the choice of lubricants these days. Really liking this stuff. It's been working really well. In fact, let's put a little bit on, just a dab there on that track there, where those bearings sit. Pivot doesn't have to go in any kind of certain way, it just goes in. Let's do a drop here. You know what, while I'm here, put a little drop on the detent ball. I know so it's hard to get to. That's a lot actually, dang it. Sometimes, that's the thing. KPL, if you're listening, watching videos, smaller applicator. I've said it before, this is too thick and it honestly puts out too much lube at once, I think. I think you need something more like the nano oil, has like a much smaller needle. That would be the one improvement I would make to knife pivot lube. It's about the only one. So super easy construction, guys. Anyone could take this apart and put it back together. All you need is a T6 and a T8 and you're golden. They did have a little bit of blue Loctite on these body screws. Blue Loctite's fine. It's meant to be taken apart. Red Loctite, on the other hand, is not. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, I'm going to do a video when I get the 470 back from ZT. It should be on its way back. Now, they had to do a whole new pivot assembly on it. Alright. Walk up is rather late. That's weird. Got our centering where we need it. No play. Yeah, nice and solid. So easy peasy. Very easy to take apart, disassemble, clean, and lubricate if necessary. One thing I will say that I'm not a fan of is the lock bar cutout. To disengage the lock, it's very thin, and so it's not difficult, but it's I don't know, not the best design I've seen there as far as releasing the lock. It's a little difficult. I won't say difficult. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I'm having a hard time with words today. It's a little uncomfortable to use your thumb. I guess when you use your index finger like so, it's fine. But when you use your thumb, it's just a little uncomfortable on your thumb. It just kind of digs in. You can see like the imprint I have there on my thumb from the lock bar. Not a big deal. Super nitpicky thing, but something to note. I would say that was the one thing that I'm not a huge fan of. It's kind of thin right here, and they tried to do like a scallop here or a recess there, but it's not really well done. Almost would have been better just straight. Might have been easier. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have been, but you can definitely get in there and disengage the lock, but it's a little it's noticeable discomfort, I guess is a good way to put it. But again, nitpicky thing. Wouldn't ever not buy the knife from that reason. So very well done, Kizer, on this one. Your price on this point is $143, is what I'm seeing them on sale for right now. That's what they're on sale for at Knife Center. Blade HQ had them same. So everyone's kind of selling for $143. I think the normal price is $168. So now's a good time to pick one up during the holidays, because you can get it for a, oh yeah, see, snappier. KPL already going to work. Just a lot snappier action and a lot smoother shut. So once that KPL gets going in there, it's definitely a big improvement, guys, over whatever they use at the factory there. Definitely get you some of this stuff for Christmas. Good stocking stuffer, right? All right, guys, thanks for watching this video on the Kizer Feist W, and we will see you on the next one.